name is Dorothy Cinnamon, and I will be reading Sadie and the Snowman by Alan Morgan, illustrated by Brenda Clark. I really enjoy this book. I've always enjoyed this book. It has just the right amount of repetition for this age group, and I love how it includes foods that are common for children that they would recognize. I think that makes it engaging. Also, the age of Sadie is roughly what you would expect for this age group. It's the perfect length, it's not too long, it's not too short, it's very engaging, and I love how it doesn't just address things that we would normally see in children's books like food and colors and animals, but it also addresses some really interesting concepts, scientific concepts such as the seasons changing and also the properties of water, how it freezes, how it melts, and how it can be in the form of snow and ice and all these different things. So for that reason, I chose this book. And in my experience, it's a great one for this age group, for preschool to school-age children. And I have here, normally I have this book and I have felts, and I could not find them anywhere. So that was really disappointing. So I have here for this assignment some just cutouts that I've made. They're homemade props made out of construction paper, and they are what I would normally use as a felt story. It's much more difficult to use construction paper, but hopefully for this project it will do. And I love doing felt stories. I think that felt stories are really fun and engaging because you can also ask the children to help you put them on the board, and they really enjoy that. They love being interactive in the stories. And I also have a hat on because Sadie is wearing a hat, and this brings in our winter theme. So, without further ado, Sadie and the Snowman by Alan Morgan. One cold winter day, Sadie made a snowman in her backyard. First, she made a snowball. Then, she made two more. We have one, two more. Then she rolled them until they were done. She used cookies for the eyes, and she used an apple for the nose, and she used a great big banana for the smile. There's the smile right there. He was a really good snowman, and he lasted a really long time. But some birds ate the cookies. A squirrel ate the apple. And a large raccoon stole the banana. So the raccoon came and took the banana away. The sun came out and the snowman began to melt. After a while, he didn't look much like a snowman at all. So he probably looked something like this. Melted snow. Sadie was sad. She missed the snowman. So, the next time it snowed, she made the snowman all over again. There was still a bit of the snowman left, so she made it into a snowball. Then she made two more, and she rolled them until they were done. This time she used something different. She used crackers for the eyes. And she used a carrot for the nose. And she used a nice fat zucchini for the smile. He was a really good snowman, and he lasted a really long time. But what do you think happened? The birds ate the crackers. Oh no, not again. The squirrel ate the carrot. And the raccoon, what did the raccoon do? The raccoon stole the zucchini. The sun came out and the snowman began to melt. After a while, he didn't look much like a snowman at all. This time, Sadie wasn't sad. She knew it would snow again. All that winter, Sadie made the snowman over and over again. The birds ate the eyes, the squirrels ate the noses, and the big raccoon stole all the smiles. The sun kept coming out and the snowman kept on melting. But there was always enough of the snowman left to start all over again. Then the weather turned warmer. The sun came out earlier, and it stayed out longer, and Sadie worried about the snowman. She found an old blanket to make him a tent, so he could hide from the sun. But the wind began to blow, and it blew and blew until finally one day the tent flew away. Away goes the tent. Spring was coming and the snow on the ground was melting so fast that the grass grew through. The snowman was melting too. Sadie took him apart and moved him under the porch where the sun couldn't see him. But even so, he kept getting smaller, and after a while, he didn't look much like a snowman at all. Oh dear. The weather turned colder again just in time. It snowed a little during the night, and in the morning, Sadie made the snowman again. There was still a little bit of the snowman left, so she made it into a snowball. Then she made 2 more, and she rolled them until they were done. She used raisins for the eyes, a peanut for the nose, and a twist of red licorice for the smile. When the snowman was finished, Sadie put him in a bowl and moved him under the porch. He was a really good snowman, but Sadie wasn't sure how long he would last this time. The birds ate the raisins, and the squirrel ate the peanuts, and the large raccoon stole the licorice again. The sun came out, and the weather turned warm again. This time, the snowman melted all the way down, and all that was left was a bowl of water. Sadie was sad. The really good snowman was gone now for good, and she knew that she would miss him. Then Sadie smiled. She knew just what to do. She poured all of the water out of the bowl and into a plastic bag. Then she put the plastic bag into her freezer. There she is, putting it in the freezer. And for all that summer and all that fall, Sadie didn't miss the snowman at all. She knew she would see him again. So when winter came again and it snowed again, Sadie took the plastic bag from her freezer and went outside. First, she made a snowball all around the ice that she had saved. Then she made 2 more. And she rolled them until they were done. She used cookies for the eyes. And what did she use for the nose? She used an apple for the nose. And she used a great big banana for the smile. He was a really good snowman, and he lasted a really long time. And that's the end. So extensions for this activity, extension activities for this book. Oh my goodness, it's such a perfect book. There's so many concepts in this book, but I think the ones I love the most are the seasons changing, and also the properties of water. So something that I would probably do with my kids is we would talk about the seasons. We would observe, as in the book, it shows the progression of the seasons. So we would talk about the properties of winter, like what is it like outside in the winter, and because we live in a northern climate, we do get a lot of snow, so we could actually do exactly what Sadie does and make snowmen and then save parts of the snow, bring it inside, see how the snow melts and what makes it melt, what makes it freeze, how does water turn from water into ice, for example. These are all experiments that can be done with the children that they would be very interested in, and I am really actually looking forward to this winter because I do plan to do this with my children. They're a little younger, but they also are very interested in this kind of thing. So that's an extension that I could do with this book. And there's a lot of things that we could talk about in here. You could even talk about different food items that you could use for a snowman. What could we put on his face for his nose and his eyes and his mouth and all these different things. So it's an awesome book. I love this book, and I've used it a lot, and I plan to continue to use it.